Last class, we were discussing about the practical approach of how to create framework application and how to create implementation application. So when we create framework application, we created FW application on top of Pega platform. So in other words, we can say framework application is built on Pega platform. Here, Pega platform is considered to be built on application. So this is the application, framework application built on Pega platform. So what is the built on application for framework application? Pega platform. Similarly, when we created implementation application is created. Please mute. June 06, 2023. So implementation application is built on top of which one? FW application. So now FW application is built on application for implementation application. On top of implementation application, you don't create anything generally. Okay. I am not able to install Pega, and someone was asking. I am using Pega Community Edition. I hope that is fine. Yeah, whoever is using Community Edition, so tomorrow I will take a session of what you need to do. Okay. So FW application on top of Pega platform and IMPL application is built on top of framework application. Okay. So these are built on applications. Like in a situation layer cake, okay, of applications, bottom one, if you see like a cake, bottom one is Pega platform. Just above Pega platform is business framework, our business framework. Pega platform is also one framework, and above our business framework we may have one more if we want to create, but we did not do that. We have implementation created. Those are the three layers we have now. When we log into implementation application by using the credentials, then we will get into implementation application, where we can go to application definition to see the built-on application for the currently logged in application. Okay, that's what I am going to explain. So today, now we are going to look at the relation between application, current application, and what the so-called built-on application. Where is it being defined? So at the time of forward engineering, right? I mean, like creating from the scratch. We have clicked on build from scratch, and we understood that clicking on build from scratch, it will create on top of Pega platform. After that, we clicked on digit insurance, that is going to create on top of digit insurance. But where is this relation it is being defined? That's what we just wanted to look at it to understand it better. Okay, so now looking at
Harsha, I believe you haven't started the recording.
Started already.
Okay.
Okay, looking at the relation between current application and what is the other one? Built on application. Built on current application can be any application, built on application can be any application. This is generalized one. So let's log into implementation app. You don't need to write this. Okay. And then go to its definition. Definition means its details. What are the details of the implementation application? There you find built on application. There you can find built on application. You know how to log into implementation application, right? So you just go here. Where is it? So this is where I have logged in. After you log in, as usual practice, it will take you to App Studio, which is express development, means quick development. See, App Studio is for development and Dev Studio is also for development. Just to give you a little bit of information, App Studio is called as Citizens Development. App Studio is called as Citizens Development Environment. Citizens means business people. Okay, those who do not know technology. And Dev Studio is for full-fledged developers. CSA, CSSA, even CSA can do on App Studio also as per Pega systems. But App Studio cannot do everything. Let me tell you, 10% of Dev Studio is App Studio. That's it. Okay, just a high-level design development, high-level setup of your application, transaction model, and the tables. All that can be done by business, high level. But internally, so many things. If you have to modify or if you have to create and change anything, definitely developer should go to Dev Studio. Okay. So you will be able to understand once you have enough knowledge on Dev Studio, and we will go to always Dev Studio as a developer while we are learning here. Okay.
On a ratio 4-way delta new.
Come again. Come closer and speak loud. Talking to me, or that's not audible, sorry. Okay, now here we logged into application Digit Auto Insurance, right? So if you click on application menu, there you see definition. See, any rule, if you go to its definition, its details will be available. What is its ID, what is its name, display name, okay, and other relations and all. So first I'm going to show you only on one thing. So here you go, click on application menu. Choose what? Definition. So when you choose definition here, this is what getting displayed. You can observe here. So the current application where we logged in is Digit Auto. Okay. The name we have given is Digit Auto Insurance. This is implementation. This is ID. So Digit Auto is built on Digit INS. What is built on application? Digit INS. So the built on application is Digit INS. That is FW app, right? This is how you can find. See, at the time of creation, you know where created. If the application is already created and available, if they hand over the application to you and asking you, please tell me the application structure, look at and tell me application structure. How can you find that? This is the way. After you log in, go to definition, you will find Digit Insurance application here. So this application is built on top of Pega platform. How do you find that? This is done. Now, framework application. So how do I find out the built-on application of framework application? Anyone tell me the navigations? You need to log into framework application. After log into framework application, then go to definition. There you will find built-on application. Correct?
Yeah.
But you don't need to log into framework application. But if you want, you can log in. Here itself, I can go to the definition of framework application. By logging to implementation application, I have access to my implementation as well as my framework also. Yes or no?
Yes.
This is framework application, right? If you want to open this framework application definition, here you have edit icon. Here you have edit icon. I will show you the screenshot. See there, open icon is there, right? Click on open icon to open the definition of, to open the definition of FW application rule form. Okay, that rule form means that form what is getting displayed. If I click on this here itself, I can see. I don't need to log into all 10 applications in the stack usually. Okay. What is the built-on
Sir,
applications?
on the right side, those application rule sets, like how did that created and what exactly is that?
Only focus on what I am touching here, what I am trying to explain. I will cover everything when time comes. Okay. Every one of you follow this for some time. Okay. You cannot learn everything on the same day. Impossible. So here you go. Yep. For FW application, the built-on application is here. What you are seeing is additional one, which we never discussed actually. You don't need to bother about actually. If you remember, we created our application on top of Theme Cosmos. After you get in once, Pega platform you chosen, then you chosen Theme Cosmos, right? This has some user interface modifications done in the later versions. You don't need to focus on this. Okay. Theme Cosmos. Open this Theme Cosmos. Open this app. How do I open this app? Theme Cosmos. Here you click on edit icon. So now what do you see the built-on application? Pega rules. I told you, right? Pega platform is display name and Pega rules is
ID.
ID, correct. Open Pega rules definition. Let me open the definition of Pega rules. How do I open that? Click on edit icon. Only additionally we faced one thing called Theme Cosmos. If you leave Theme Cosmos, our application to framework to Pega platform. You can see the name is Pega platform, display name, ID is Pega rule. Is there any built-on application here? There is no built-on. So that is the base application. There is no built-on app for Pega platform. So that's the ultimate base. This is how you can find out the relation between one application and its built-on application, where exactly it is being defined. I'm sorry, unless I clicked on this, I can close. Not a big deal. Okay. What did I wrote? Hold on. There is no built-on app for Pega. Oh, I'm sorry. That's okay. Okay, here you go now. Okay, so this Pega rules, Pega platform doesn't have any other built-on. That's the base platform. Whenever you develop applications on top of Pega. Why do you need to learn this? Okay, you learn this to know about where the relation is being defined. What is the reason a developer should learn this one apart from forward engineering? What we have done yesterday is called as forward engineering. From the scratch you are creating. And this is called as reverse engineering. Okay, you are trying to examine what is already there, what is already built, you are trying to examine to know about its structure, architecture, and all. That's called reverse engineering. Why do you need to know this? Why do you need to learn this way? Okay. Yeah, that's what we are trying. We have looked at understanding its structural design. Why do you need to understand its structural design? Because you are done, you created it and it will work fine going forward. Why do you need to focus on this learning about the structural design?
See what is created and what is created and what sort of access we have.
This is not related to access, but let me tell you. I will draw one diagram. Okay, I will generally ask you. Okay. Imagine there are two applications. Bottom is Pega platform. On top of Pega platform, app 1 is created. What is that? App 1. That is one separate situation layer cake. Separate business. Okay. Next, another one is on the same Pega platform. I created separate app 2. Don't bother about what type of applications. Think about general. That is fair enough for now. Okay. So Pega platform, one application, one person created. Another person on Pega platform, same Pega platform created another application called app2. These two are running, business is going on. After some time, there was a requirement. The requirement is, at present, the application structures are like this. These two are running fine. So going forward, let's combine these applications. Listen to the requirement carefully. We want application 2 to be disconnected from Pega platform and bring on to the application 1. So the result structure should be like this. Pega platform, application 1, on top of it, application 2. Okay, this is a requirement that has been given to you. It will not come in reality generally. Suppose if they give you like this, okay, what are you going to do? How do you solve this? See,
App 2 can be taken into implementation. That can be done.
okay, you need to tell me.
We go to definition.
Okay,
We go to definition of
definition
the
of,
app to application, and then
go to the
give
definition of
the
app to application, then
give the organization name as app1.
tell me only the
And
exact
create
one.
Add
Whatever
application option is there on built on
I'll give you one.
application.
We'll add application app.
Built on application is there, right? This is editable. Okay, I can click the down arrow, choose something else instead of the current one. Now you tell me, change the built on application. Okay,
Here we
so
will
what do
keep
you need to
app1
do?
so that app1 code will be there.
Go to application 2 definition. What do you see when you go to application 2 definition? Built on application, what do you see? Present one.
Usually,
Ultimately, just say
Pega
Pega
we need to add our
just say Pega platform. When you go to the definition of app2, you see Pega platform, correct?
Yes.
Then you remove that Pega platform. Okay.
and
Click the down arrow and then choose what? App1.
App1.
Okay.
app1.
Number also you remove. Whatever comes here, you select and then save. I'm just giving you information. To solve this type of requirement, you need to know about the design points,
Structure.
exactly where the relation design structure and all. Okay. So a developer will be a full-fledged developer when the developer knows about forward engineering, reverse engineering, troubleshooting, bug fixing, defect fixing, and also debugging process. All this you know, log analysis. Then only you will be called as developer. It's not that always we create from the scratch and then we get the output, we clap ourselves. Okay. You need to learn any technology. It's not only about Pega. Okay. Any technology, if you're able to go from forward, backward, anywhere in between, okay, and debug, troubleshoot everything, then only you'll be called as a full-fledged developer. So that's the reason why we need to learn this. For example, while you are practicing, suppose some person is practicing, some student, he logged into Pega platform, he created framework application. Okay. And next, he is trying to create implementation application. At the time of creating implementation application, instead of clicking on framework option, again he clicked on build from scratch and choose an implementation. The previous organization only he chosen. That is okay. That he did not forget. But instead of clicking on framework, he clicked on build from scratch and created implementation application. Now framework application, implementation application created independently or with relation? Independently got created. Correct? On top of Pega platform. You realized this after you created both. After you created both, you realized, okay, by mistake I created my implementation application on top of Pega platform. I would have created on top of framework. But you cannot go back and come from the scratch again. But still you wanted to achieve the actual design. So what are you going to do now?
We can
Log into
Yeah.
implementation application.
Go to the
Change
definition
the
and change the
built-on
framework.
application. Yes, go to definition
Yeah.
and change the built-on application by removing theme Cosmos. Just choose framework related and choose the respective version, whatever comes in the dropdown. Save it. That's it.
Yeah.
You make that type of mistake, you can solve only when you know about this structural design. Understand clear? Online students, are you clear, everyone?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Sir,
Yes.
we can add multiple
Yes.
built-on applications also.
See here, at the built-on application, you have one more plus icon. You click on this, it will add two. Your application is built on top of this as well as this. One of the organization it will come from. Other application also, it has visibility to see and access. Usually, you will not find in your real projects, you will not find multiple built on for one. That's not so regular. Maybe 10% of applications here and there may be having, okay, 5 to 10%, not so regular. So what
Only
did you not
application in the
understand?
same organization, or you can select any other application as well to add one more application?
No, it depends on your requirement. Whatever the application you want, you choose it. See, 3 applications may not be having same organization sometimes. Okay, it can have different organization also. At the beginning itself, I told you, it's not mandatory to have same organization, but it's a good practice to have same organization. Okay, can you explain one more time? What do you want me to explain one more time? Can you please be clear? What did you not understand? What is your doubt? You are not able to understand this completely. You just need to let me know where you are not able to follow it. Then I can explain. No problem. Unmute and respond, please. Unmute and speak out.
Harsha, one doubt here. Here we'll select the application. When we merge the two applications, we select one application in the drop down, right? This will be framework
Yes,
application. Ultimately, we'll select here.
correct. Usually that must be framework application. Okay.
Okay.
Harsha,
Yes, please. Jairaj Singh.
yeah, Harsha, the application and scenario though, I just confused that you said 2 times I by mistake I created that implementation application, right? So to make that correct, I understood that what you have said. I need to correct and edit to just revert the I want to fix it. So this whole scenario I'm just getting confused. Right. Do I need to just recreate the FW application or just convert it to FW or what?
See here, this is Pega platform. Okay, Pega platform. You created your FW on top of Pega platform. And this is Pega platform. You created your implementation on top of Pega platform by mistake instead of creating on top of FW. Now what do you need to do? In the implementation application, what do you need to do? Change the definition.
Built-on
Log into
application.
implementation. In the definition, you'll see theme Cosmos or Pega platform. Remove that and choose FW. So in this place will be occupied by what? FW. This will be replaced. Pega platform will be replaced by FW. Then the whole final structure will become Pega platform. FW will come here at the bottom in this place, correct? So now it will become Pega platform, FW on top of it, implementation. If I have to show you the diagram reverse, I can show you like this. So this implementation, after you make that change, implementation will go on top of Pega platform here. So implementation will be, so you just need to change the built-on application of implementation to framework by choosing framework. That's it. You will get the result structure like that. Understand clear?
Yeah. Harsha, 1 second. So as you said previously, in the implement application, always select the framework application, right?
I did not select as per this diagram.
No,
As per this
previously,
diagram,
previously someone is asked actually in the implementation we should always select a framework application, but that is not the correct, right? We can select implementation application also, right?
is there any meaning? See, you should not violate the fundamentals of the respective tool or technology. If you create implementation
Okay.
on top of implementation, does it make any
Yes.
sense? Does it make any sense generally? It doesn't.
I think 7.4
Suppose you
onward it is
added,
supporting, right?
okay, you added that implementation acts as, how it will act
Framework
as?
only.
Framework or implementation? Framework it will act as. But
Yeah.
that design, I mean, like the options which you have chosen is wrong. Okay. See, tool will not restrict you from everything. As a developer, you should have some proper fundamental knowledge about all this. If you are trying to do like that, that definitely must be framework which will come at the bottom. Whatever comes in the top, the final one will be implementation. Under this, there can be a number of frameworks. See, an implementation usually, as per business structure, should never come on top of another implementation. As per the business, an implementation should never come on top of another implementation. Suppose you place it, then the bottom implementation will become framework in reality, right?
Framework. Yeah. No, somewhere else I have seen actually after 7.4 onwards, it is supporting implementation on top of implementation
It will
also.
support. The design is not correct. Two implementations, if you place on top of one another, that doesn't actually make sense with real business generally. Ultimately, that will work as framework only. Its behavior will become framework, even though its option is, it's in the definition, it is implementation. Its behavior will completely change as framework only.
Framework.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Harsh.
Okay. Thank you. And from App Explorer for implementation application, can we see 3 application references, but implementation application built on shows only FW application. Can you do the practically like how to convert implement? See, there is no option to convert directly implementation to framework. That's why I told you at the time of you creating framework or implementation, go slow and properly choose the options. After you create, if you want to change it, there is a different process. I know everything in and out, but you cannot do with your knowledge for now. You need to directly update in the backend, okay, which will be a little difficult for you now. So that is not possible directly. And another question which we have is from the App Explorer of implementation. See, in the implementation App Explorer, if you log in here, if you go, it will show how many applications? 3, out of which one is implementation, second one is framework, and bottom one is Pega platform. It should show the same for everyone, whoever followed the proper structural design. If you are seeing only Digit Auto Insurance and Pega platform, means you created directly on top of Pega platform. Okay. But implementation application built on shows only after. Built on will show only the immediate built on. If you go built on definition, then it will show built on of built on, like that, a chain of connection. Okay. So that's about knowing about the relation between application to application. Current application, what is built on, then go on. Now with this basics of application concept is completed, we will keep this aside. We'll come to application later. So what are we going to do now? So we are going to learn to understand about, generally I'll give you idea and information about organization structure in general. After that is completed, we will go to OOTB concepts. Okay. So organization structure, I'll explain generally, in general, how it is in the reality. The same we will compare with technology going forward. Next topic will be some OOTB concepts, not all on the same day. OOTB concepts. In this, we are going to cover the first one, encapsulation as a concept in OOTB, and the reality of this in technology is class, and then I'll cover inheritance concept, then types of classes. Next one will be inheritance in Pega. Inheritance in Pega. This is general. This is Pega related inheritance. Okay. These are the topics to be covered. It will take time. It will be very easy to understand and learn all these concepts. But at the time when you come to the practical, you will get confused a lot. The challenge will be for anyone, not only you. Learning is not a challenge for anyone. At the time, these are not Java concepts. These are OOPS concepts. Java is built based on these concepts. Okay. And at the time of applying, that is where you will be your knowledge is going to be really counted. Okay. You are knowledgeable only when you are able to apply what you have learned. Okay. So if I have told you one requirement, if you are getting the ideas of how to solve that requirement and you are getting the idea of what learning concepts can I apply to implement this requirement. If these two are possible, then only you will be considered as a techie. Okay. Otherwise, it is just like an examination. You learn, remember, and then just put it on the paper. 100 programs we have told you. 100 programs you are able to perfectly implement in the examination. You got 100 out of 100 marks. It doesn't mean you are a knowledgeable person. 101 program which we never discussed. Okay, if you are able to solve it with your own ideology, then you will be considered as a technical developer. Understand? So you will be able to solve 101 program which you never heard in your lifetime only when you have clear and proper understanding of the fundamentals and also the real application of technology. Okay, then only you will be able to understand. So now let's go ahead with organization structure concept. In general, I am telling you. See, the organization structure I'll explain you by a diagram. In general, tell me what is meant by organization. All this is pretty much required during our practicals. That's why I'm giving you. Tell me what is meant by organization in general. In general, what is organization?
Any company.
Top entity of business.
Any entity, business entity. And that too, the topmost business entity is called as organization. Okay. And organization will have different divisions connected to it under the organization. Only one top level will be there. Under that, n number of divisions can be there. In the reality, let's take any company. Let's take one insurance company called Hanover Insurance. Under this insurance topmost organization, it has auto division, it has human division, and it has property division. Under each division, auto division, personal vehicles are there and commercial. These are called as units. Under human, health is there, life insurance is there. These are also units. Under property, home is there. Apart from home, there can be commercial property, shops, okay, outlets. It can be anything, different. Okay, entertainment house, like that. So like this, you may have different units. The typical organization structure at a high level is going to have organization, division, and units. One organization will have n number of divisions connected. Each division may have n number of units connected. Units may have subunits, possible. Okay, but we don't go too much depth. Okay, these levels. Out of these three, I will tell you. Out of these three levels, the business transaction, ultimately, what is the reason you are structuring your business like this? There should be one of the point where transaction should be initiated. Actual business transaction should take place. Initiated, gets processed, correct? That will happen at the unit level. Remember this. Unit level is responsible for initiating the business transaction. So the transaction triggering place will be unit level. There should be some starting point, right, for your business sales and all. That's the unit level. Divisions and organization supplies the common components required for the units. For example, there is no possibility of initiating the transaction at organization. There is no possibility of initiating the transaction at division. As per the real business, that is not allowed. Okay, I will tell you one example. Let's say, for example, you take one car manufacturing company. Okay, let's take Tata Industries. Okay, Tata Industries has a division of Tata Auto. Tata Auto has units of okay, not that much level. Let's say Tata Motors itself will take as a top level. Okay, it will manufacture these cars and all. And after they manufacture, they deliver those things to the let's say district level. Okay, at some level they will be distributors called as distributors, and distributors will receive it, and distributors will be again delivering this to the outlets in the city, correct? Okay, to the outlets. Now 3 levels: manufacturer, distributor, and outlet. You want to purchase a car, where do you go? Outlet. Why not you go to Tata directly and ask them to sell the car? Is that okay to sell as per the policies of company and country? Why don't you directly go to distributor and purchase? Is that okay? No. So transaction must be triggered only at the bottom level. That's the unit level. Okay, the same way, suppose a movie production house is there. They will produce. They will send that box to distributor. Distributor will be sending to theaters. Where do you purchase the ticket and get your business done? Only theater. You will go to directly distribute and ask them tickets. No, they are not authorized to do it. Go directly to the production house and ask for the tickets, sales and all. They are also not authorized. Authorized person is, who is authorized person? Only theater. So that's the place. Unit level is the one where actual business transaction will get initiated. For all the units, the supply will come from the divisions, and for all divisions, the supply will come from organization. I'll tell you more in detail when we discuss about classes, but this is high level just for your information in reality. Understand clear, everyone? We did not learn so simply. We need it actually to be applied while discussing about the technical aspects. Okay, this one clear, everyone? What is the, out of this organization division unit, which one, which layer or which level is the transaction initiation place? Unit. Then what about organization division? They will have something common components to be supplied. Okay, which we will discuss. So the next point we are going to discuss about is object oriented programming system concepts. OOP stands for object oriented programming system. I'll tell you what is object and all later. So the first concept is encapsulation. Why this object oriented programming concept? See, there are many technology developers. C language has been developed, C++ has been developed, Java has been developed, Python. All these programming languages have been developed by some people. See, if you are trying to build anything, you need some blueprint to build it. Yes or no? Based on some blueprint only, you will be building. The same way, you are trying to develop some technology. For it, there should be some fundamental blueprint. Following that blueprint, you start constructing it. Object-oriented programming concepts, these are a blueprint to develop your technology, not the applications. You want to develop Java technology, the blueprint that is being used for that is what? Object-oriented programming system concepts. Python they developed. For that also they have used same object-oriented programming system concepts. See, similarly, C++ language is there. Okay, they also developed by using object. So object-oriented programming system concepts defined based on that concept, its structural, whatever that is being told. The same way they have made it as a technology that some people have named it Java, some people have named it as Python, some people have named it as the developers of the technology. So what are those concepts? One of the conceptual point there is encapsulation. What is it? Encapsulation. See, encapsulation means, you know about capsule. What is a capsule? Say that what you say regularly, tablet, right? What does it contains? Medicine. The medicine is composition of different chemicals mixed up, correct? Okay, some chemical
Yes.
components, multiple components together made as a capsule. Encapsulate means it has been tightly packed, right? Bind, tightly packed, correct? So encapsulation, see, if you are going to use any technology, definitely you'll be developing some functional components, right? So all the functional components that you are developing by using some technology, plus there will be attributes also. I will tell you what is an attribute. These will be packed together. If you are going to write your programming language, there will be attributes you will define. There will be functional components you will be developing. Okay, all these together to be packed into one single unit structure. You should not be creating it something outside. So these all should be packed inside some unit structure. This pack is called as encapsulated unit. This is called as encapsulated. Suppose if you want to take a tablet, you will not take the compositions into hand. You will take it as encapsulated unit. Okay. So that encapsulated unit inside will have attributes plus functional components. Everyone clear? I will tell you one example for this. Okay. Let's take an example of computer. Okay, laptop. So laptop is an encapsulated unit. So it has so many different functional components grouped together. Yes or no? Suppose you just leave about this cover. Okay. If you don't have this cover, is it possible to use it properly? Is it good first of all to access? You don't have cover,
No.
but you have functional components kept in front of you, connected to each other. It will not be good, right?
Right.
So same
Yeah.
way how it happens in reality. And take our human body. This is also an encapsulated unit which has so many functional components. Okay, then what are attributes? So these functional components functions based on attributes, depending on attribute values. If you can compare, every system functions based on some rules. Did we discuss that during demo? Yes or no? Okay.
Yes.
Same way, this functional component, this laptop is going to function based on attributes that you supply. Can you tell me what are the attributes of laptop?
Input, keyboard.
Keyboard input, whatever you give the instructions, all can be attributes. Other than that,
Size, color,
Describes the color, size,
RAM.
system
okay,
resources,
size,
model
color,
number.
RAM capacity, 18 GB.
Yes.
The speed will be up to some extent. 32, more speed. Functional component. Okay. So functional components you develop and you define attributes all together will function like one unit structure. That is called generally encapsulation. Suppose you take a car. Car is an encapsulated unit which has so many functional components. Engine is there, steering is there, gearbox is there, accelerator is there, wheels are there. These are not going to work independently as they want. All works together based on the inputs you provide. What are the attributes
sure.
that you are going to provide to this functional components?
Sure.
Gear number,
Sure.
third gear, okay, some speed, fifth gear,
Sure.
you change it. Attribute you are changing, then behavior is changing, right? And
accelerator.
that cubic centimeter capacity, based on that, again the pickup will depend, something like that, correct? So attributes will be there and functional components will be there. Okay, all together is an encapsulated unit structure. So if you're developing anything in this world, okay, that should be encapsulated ultimately, then only it can be useful. Okay, so that's what generally encapsulation meaning. Send email notification functional component standalone is one functional component which you can encapsulate inside something to function, to get it function. Okay. And now see, encapsulation concept was being told. What is being told? If you are trying to develop something which will have functional components plus attributes, definitely you must have to encapsulate into one unit structure. Okay, that is one point. That encapsulation you are getting into your technology. You are trying to develop Java based on OOPS concepts. In Java also encapsulation should be there, correct? That is, they have named it as class. They named it as, if I say encapsulation, that is a concept. If I say class, class is the reality of encapsulation concept. That makes a technology, one technical aspect. Understand? Okay, car design blueprint is there, right? That's a blueprint. Car is reality, which is implemented based on that blueprint design. So OOPS concepts are blueprints. Based on the concepts, you can design your own technology. Okay, so this class is a concept that has been implemented in Java, Python, C#, VB, CPP, like this, so many. Okay, all these are being based on OOPS concepts. That is, specifically class is a conceptual implementation for encapsulation. It's an implementation for the concept of encapsulation. Understand, everyone? So whatever I told for encapsulation is applicable here or not? Yes or no? So this functional components plus attributes together, you encapsulated, okay, but you have to name it. Yes or no? So I encapsulated into this. Okay, I have processor, I have RAM, okay, keyboard, and then screen, bus cables. All these are encapsulated into one unit structure like this. Should I name this or not? I'm naming it as laptop. Without name, it will function. Even I don't call it anything, still it will work. But it is must that it should have some name to recognize. Yes or no? And we are an encapsulated unit. How we are being recognized? By our name only. Even though we don't have name, we can survive, no problem. Okay, we should not go that much reality, but name should be there. So this will have, what will be there? Name this encapsulated unit. There will be a name to this encapsulated. So everything that we see across us today is one encapsulated unit. Okay, this TV, laptop, this table, that AC. Okay, you and me, everyone is example of encapsulation. Actually, encapsulation is example of the reality. We are the person. The encapsulation is been derived from human life. Okay, looking at human. Okay, we need one unit structure. Definitely inside that we'll place functionalities and attributes. Taking from the reality, technologies are being developed. Understand? So those who can understand the real world very well, they can come up with new ideas and new innovations. Okay, everyone clear? Everyone clear about what is encapsulation and what is class? There is no difference. Encapsulation is a concept. Class is the implementation of encapsulation as a technical aspect in Java, Python, and all. So class will have functional components, attributes, and all. So now let's just imagine a small example. I think you should be able to imagine. Imagine there is a bookmaking machine, means it is going to produce notebooks. And in order to produce notebooks, we need to supply. What do we need to supply? Paper. Paper you need to supply. Raw paper, big sheets, you're going to supply it. That is called as input. That is called as input. You are going to supply input to the class. What are you going to supply? So a class is a unit structure which will have functional components plus attributes. It should have some functioning, right? If I do not input anything to my computer, is it going to do anything? If I input some instructions to computer, it will produce respect to output. So there will be input and output. Then only it will have a meaning. Without input and output, will there be any use of it? There is no use. No. So you input something to the encapsulated unit structure, then it will provide some output. Okay, so Class is a function unit structure which will have functional components plus attributes. It will have a name. It will accept some input and provide some specific output. You take a bookmaking machine, you are going to supply raw paper as an input, and there will be different functional components. It will be moved forward. There will be some sizing tool which will size accordingly and mark it. There will be a cutting tool. It is going to cut at that place and it will be moved forward. There will be a binding, pinning and binding tool. It will staple it and then bind it, and then dispensing machine will functional component will be there. It will be dispensing out. But at a single shot, how many books you want? You need to give the input for the machine or not? You need to tell the machine, not only giving the paper, you need to tell, I want 1000 notebooks to be produced as an output. And also you need to tell size of the book. A4 size. What is the size I am giving? It's an example I'm telling. A4 size I want. A4 size, 1000 books I want as an output to be given. So this A4 size and 1000 number, what are these? Inputs. Okay. Attributes. What are these? Attribute values. Size is an attribute. For it you are giving a value, A4. Okay. Number is an attribute. Number of books is an attribute. You are giving 1000. Okay. Then it will produce accordingly, right? So class will have attributes plus functional components. All that works together. You supply some input. Please mute that background noise. Yeah, you will get some desired output. Everyone clear? What is there in reality, same will be there in technology. But here you write the coding in other technologies. Same we will implement in Pega also. You will be having class, functional components, attributes. You execute it, you provide some input, and then it will generate output, but no coding. That's the only difference. Okay. Everyone clear about concept of encapsulation in class? All of
Hello,
you?
Harsha. Hello.
Yes, please.
So, Harsha, so we have discussed that application is like some set of functionalities, right?
Yes, correct.
Then why don't we call that encapsulation is also like some set of applications?
Application is in general also one encapsulated unit. Yes or no? Inside application, I told functionality. Okay, I am going to come to that point. Okay, let me tell you. That is also one encapsulated encapsulation unit only. But look at here. On day one, I mean like day before yesterday, I told you application contains functionalities. But today what I am saying? Class contains functional components. Which one is true? Is it class contains functional components, or is it application contains functional components? Both are true. Let me tell you how. Actually, on day one, I told you at high level, because day one itself, I cannot tell you about classes and all. Application contains classes. Classes contains functionalities. Application contains classes. I'll show you one diagram. Okay. See here. The top one, the outer one is called application. Application. Inside application, directly functionalities are not there. If you go inside application, what do you have? Class 1, class 2, a number can be there. And inside each class, functionalities are there. Ultimately, application also contains these functionalities. That's the point I told you. Okay. This is the final structure is going to be. So we created application. We further want to create functionalities. But where do you create functionalities? Inside application, inside class. Understand? So we need to create classes further going forward. We'll come to that point. Okay, clear now? This is one encapsulated unit. The outer line is also one encapsulated unit. Okay, encapsulation can be anything common in general, but specifically the reality of encapsulation in the technology. In the technology, the practical of encapsulation will be class. Okay, clear?
Oh, yeah. Okay, Harsha. Thank you.
Any doubts or any questions? We have 4 minutes more. Okay, meanwhile I will attach the documents. That's it. Fair enough. Okay, and here you go, Google Classroom. I hope every one of you joined this Google Classroom. Anyone is not there in this Google Classroom? Anyone is not there? You are attending from day one, right? Why you are not there? You are not following the messages from us. You are attending from yesterday. Join. Okay. See, we are sending you multiple messages. At least you need to spend 2 minutes of your time to look into your WhatsApp, our messages, especially because you're taking it as your further career. Okay. We do not send any one message without a purpose. Just a link we are sending, join Google Classroom. This we have sent so far 7 times or 6 times. Yes or no? Even more than that, I think. Before sessions begin itself, I think we start. I'm not pretty much sure. Maybe at least after sessions begin, we started sending you, right? So you should look into those messages, please. We cannot come and sit with you. Yeah, today is second class. Okay, we will send you, no problem. This Google Classroom link. Yesterday, did we share that?
Yeah.
Yesterday,
Sure.
again we shared. I request you people, whoever has not joined, at least if you just look into your WhatsApp conversation from us, just look in the past conversation, it will be there, Google Classroom link. If you're not able to find out, just message on 9652532753 requesting for the same. They will send you. At least join them. Okay. Once you join, you will be able to access this content. Okay. See, only for tomorrow I will post here. From day after tomorrow, we will not post here. So after tomorrow, we will change the meeting link and classroom also. People who are enrolled only will be allowed after tomorrow session. Other resources are not allowed. Okay. And meeting link also will change after tomorrow. Tomorrow allowed. Okay. And moreover, after tomorrow, tomorrow I will collect the details from everyone who has enrolled for this course. You wait for my message. When class begins tomorrow, after 15 minutes of class session gets completed, I want every one of you to hold your phone, okay, on which you have your WhatsApp and all. Okay, I'll be sharing the one link in the group. Okay, then you have to fill the details. We will download the data after the class, and then we will create email group and all. So we'll give you access to the drive specifically. Okay, no more postings in YouTube going forward. It will not be there. After tomorrow, it will not be there. If you have anything to discuss, you can discuss with our team, admin team. If you are talking to others, please be on mute. That's a request. Our background noise is there from your end. So you go through these concepts. Maybe now, as you are there in the class, it looks so simple and easy to understand. Okay, it's not that you read and remember, or you just listen and leave it. Diagrammatically, you draw all this. Okay, and try to come up with your own diagrams and your analysis, your understanding and all, picturize it. Then you can never forget it, and also you will realize even better points. And even in the real world, try to find out the examples of encapsulation in class. Then you will never forget it. We will find the recordings also in the drive link sharing tomorrow. All these recordings, everything will be given to you access through the drive going up to YouTube. I'll give you that YouTube links in the drive.